Adrianne in Austin, Texas, has a concern about a friend. She expresses her thoughts this way. My friend is going through a very hard time. She doesn't get out of her room. There's a very cold sensation in her room, and she sees spirits and hears things. She's terrified. What can be done? Well, chances are there are two aspects to what's going on here. One which is psychological, and the other which is demonic and spiritual. First of all, let me say you need to get some serious professional help for this friend as soon as possible. This person may be agoraphobic, and this isolation will only get worse and cause withdrawal, potentially creating delusional or psychotic states of unreality. So it's very important that you get to someone who knows how to deal with this, and they have the training to understand what's going on. Now, let's talk about the situation for a moment. What could be causing this friend to want to withdraw like this? In most cases, there's some trauma and probably some very bad abuse. This individual is bound by fear, and there may even be a spirit of fear. But this individual is afraid, and they feel safe. They have an artificial sense of safety by being there in their room and not leaving. Their mind is lying to them, making them think, well, if I don't go out, the bad thing that happened to me before can't happen to me again. And while that might be technically true, something other bad might happen. And that is that this individual will have a mental breakdown and then have very serious mental illness issues. Is there an aspect of this which is demonic? Well, a clue to this is the indication that the room is very cold, and assuming this isn't due to environmental factors, the feeling of coldness in one's body or in surroundings in relationship to emotional and spiritual issues can be something more than that which is physiologic. It can be demonic. The presence of evil spirits often brings on a chill, a coldness. In fact, in classic occultism, this is one of the ways that people detect the presence of a familiar spirit. Psychics, mediums, spiritualists, and people in witchcraft may feel a chill when their familiar spirit comes into their presence. You need to sit down and talk to this person and get someone else, a family member or a friend, to help you, perhaps a pastor, a priest, or a religious figure who could be respected, and have an intervention. Do not let that person continue to stay isolated. In fact, there's actually a demon. I describe this in my book on curse breaking that calls it self-isolation. It's an agoraphobic kind of demon, and its purpose is to simply cut the person off from the outside world and outside relationships. I thank the Lord that this individual has a friend like you who cares enough to reach out. So don't let the situation go on as it is. Insist on intervention and get this individual professional help. And at the same time, if we have one of our Do What Jesus Did deliverance teams in the area, we can refer you to them for ministry, or you could set up a Skype with this individual so that I could talk to them face to face, or even a phone call, or perhaps, if you can get them out of the room, get them to one of my seminars so I can help them there. But don't let the situation continue as it is. There must be competent, professional, psychological intervention and spiritual intervention as well, and this person then can get better. The most frequent demon that I deal with is the spirit of Jezebel, the most prevalent evil spirit of our age. This demon wants to destroy your health, your finances, your marriage, your family, and your church. Learn the tactics of Jezebel throughout history and in the time in which we live. My book, Jezebel, Defeating Your Number One Spiritual Enemy, is your key to overcoming this demon, which is more prevalent than at any time in human history. Get your copy today. Jezebel, Defeating Your Number One Spiritual Enemy.
He took the curses away from me. Was he Bob Larson? Because he can help you.
If your life isn't all that it should be, if relationships aren't working, if your health, your finances, or your spiritual life are unhappy, schedule a personal one-on-one encounter with me. We'll get to the root of the issues that are holding you back. We'll give you answers and a whole new direction in life.
Oh, what a change, what a difference when you have an encounter with God.
Take action. I look forward to seeing you soon.
We encourage your support for this worldwide outreach to do what Jesus did. For the latest information on resources, seminars, conferences, training institutes, retreats, and international missions, go to boblarson.org. Thank you for your prayers and financial partnership.